Hello friends and welcome. Today I want to give you a quick reminder that body blocking is a free, powerful tool that you can use in any game, although situations won't always show up every game. It's really not too hard to do, but I think not a lot of people do it because they're not always thinking about it, and they miss situations where they can use it to get a lot of value. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's start with a clip from a game I played. Now, from the thumbnail, you might already know, but we're going to kill both of these guys using some body blocking. So Slardar already took a decent amount of damage, and then I stunned him, right? Because at first I was like, oh, we got the rune, but I saw how much damage he was taking. It's like, okay, maybe we can kill this guy. So this is where a lot of people would just start attacking the Slardar. They would just stand back here where I am now and just hit him. Now, in this case, maybe because we have 3 heroes and he's taking a lot of damage, we would just kill him as he runs away. That's possible. But that won't be the case every game. So what I'm going to do here is actually spend the remaining time where he's stunned to get in front of him and body block. Because the reason is, if I just stand back here and attack, we all just have to chase him as he runs away. And because you have to stand still and attack, that's how people get away. But instead of attacking, I can slow him down and let my teammates attack more. So instead of, say, 3 of us attacking twice, I'm going to hope that Drow and Skywrath attack 3, 4, 5 times instead while I just slow him. So here I am getting in front. He actually saw what I was trying to do and started to change direction. So this is what you should do if you notice someone's body blocking you, is try to like cut your angle, because if you just walk in a straight line, it makes it very easy to body block you. So this first part, I'm actually not doing a great job because he's doing a good job himself. But you notice every now and there, like right here, he's kind of stopping for a little bit. And every time he stops, that is me succeeding. It's me getting in front of him, and he's going to be like trying to change his angle like this. Ultimately, he does die. So every time he stops, that's kind of like Drow Ranger standing still to stop and attack, right? He is stopping, and that's preventing him from getting further away. So I do a bit better job on Ogre Magi here. Again, I recognize my team has enough damage if I just buy time. So you see, I do a much better job of body blocking this time. He's not making it as hard for me, and so we're doing a lot better. I was trying to be greedy. I didn't want to stun to get the kill and steal it, and I wanted to save my mana, but ultimately, I want this kill, so we're going to grab it there. Maybe if I body blocked just a little bit better, I wouldn't even have to do that. But I hope you can see there that if I had not body blocked that Ogre Magi, then maybe he just goes up the cliff on either side, the stairs, and then just walks away. This is pretty close, and I was already body blocking here, So if I hadn't body blocked, he probably gets away alive. Which isn't the end of the world, but it's nice to pick up that extra kill, right? And there are other applications for this. You can use it to save your teammates. I don't have a clip of that, but I swear it's happened before. Just trust me on that. It can happen. It's something you can do for free, especially when your spells are on cooldown, so you don't have a stun to help out your carry. So actually, I lied. We do have a clip, right? So Ogre kind of comes in here, and instead of attacking Skywrath, should actually be trying to body block Drow. And that would prevent Drow from getting in range of Slardar to auto attack. Now, in this case, we have 2 heroes chasing, so he probably does die in the end eventually. Plus all the time I'm buying, I'll eventually have stun as well. But that's something that Ogre could do, is try to body block Drow so she can't catch up and help to kill this Slardar. To help you understand how good body blocking can be, I prepared some clips. So here's me attacking with an Oov, slowing down the Slardar, and I tried to set it up so that both these Slardars are about the same speed. It's not easy, it's not perfect, but I hope it gives you a rough idea that even with an Oov, you'll notice it's not a massive difference, though he is being slowed and allows me to get a couple attacks in. Here I'm using a slow with Crystal Maiden, and you'll notice the other Slardar is getting ahead because this is a stronger slow that lasts longer, so you're seeing more of an effect, especially as they turn around here. But I think that's where I don't have them at the exact right distances, doing the exact same distances, so it's not maybe perfect. But when you body block, look how much further the other Slardar will get ahead, because you can just body block that well when someone is trying to just walk in a straight line, right? The other Slardar on top is already back home by the time this Slardar at the bottom even makes it to the first point. So that's how strong body blocking can be. It is a free slow. It doesn't really cost me anything. Just to compare it, here's a stun, right? A 1.5 second stun, like the best crowd control you can get, right? And even there, I think the stun's actually, more powerful. Here's me standing in front and kind of equalizing it back out. And that was a very short distance you saw that I had to body block to make up that distance that 1.5 second stun will get you. By the way, I'm using Ghost Scepter here because they're on patrol, and if I walk in front, they'll just start auto-attacking. So I'm using the Ghost Scepter so they can't hit me. You can do that if you want to practice body blocking yourself. Now, I said it's free, but of course, there are going to be some downsides. So, as a Nyx assassin, I'm a melee hero. Being behind Slardar versus being in front is not a huge difference, but it's a small difference. So, if there were heroes, enemy heroes over here, I would be putting myself at a bit more risk standing in front of Slardar, trying to body block him. And because I'm body blocking, I can't do anything else, right? If I stand and attack, while I'm standing still, he's going to walk around me, and I'm never really going to get in front again unless I'm way faster than whoever I'm chasing. Which at that point, you kind of don't have to body block. If everyone's faster, you don't really have to do that. But in the early game, especially where movement speeds are all over the place, a slow hero can stop a fast hero with really good body blocks. If you spend the time while they're stunned or slowed or just went into a bad position to get in front of them and cut them off, then it's very difficult for them to get ahead. But if they're way faster, it's easier. But not impossible for you to still at least slow down a little bit. Anyways, to get back to my point, let's say I was Skywrath instead. I was some ranged hero instead of this Nyx assassin. Someone else stunned him, and I recognize, as a support, my damage is not a lot. Let me body block. Well, look how far back Skywrath is now. This is quite safe, especially if we continue that idea that enemy heroes are here. But if I have to come stand in front of Slardar, then of course I am at a much greater risk as a squishy support to die. Either to these heroes or maybe to Slardar. Maybe he recognizes, you know what, I'm dead. Let me just try to kill this squishy support. So, depending on the amount of health you have, you know, how tanky you are, whether you're melee or ranged, body blocking can come with a risk, but you just have to kind of like decide whether it's worth that. Like we said, it is a free, slow slash, not really a stun, but almost more effective than a stun if they have to travel long distances like this Slardar will to get away. Another, like a math example instead of a visual example, let's say you have like 70 damage as a support, your carry has like 150, right? We're in the like early mid game now, they've got a couple items. If we both attack twice, that is less damage than if the carry attacked 3 times and I didn't do any kind of attacking at all. So hopefully that puts, you know, a bit of reference into your head that, you know, as a low damage support, my attacks are not as useful, but if I can just stand in front and slow him down, that's actually a lot more valuable. So in this case, we're doing it with just like Drow and Skywrath. There are some cases where body blocking is a lot better. So one is when the enemy, or sorry, when your teammates do a lot more damage than you, like that math example I just gave, but some heroes are even better. So like Slark, Ursa, Monkey King, these heroes who hit a couple times and their damage kind of like scales up exponentially, that is really good case for body blocking for them. Where your small auto attacks, who cares? Build up those stacks for those heroes, it's a lot better. Another example is Pugna, who just stands there and sucks off a bunch of damage, right? That's going to do more than probably you can do, but once they get away from Pugna, like that's kind of it. So body blocking to keep them in that range can be very good. There's actually a couple examples in this game as well. Viper and Razor, the longer they are near you, Razor's stealing more damage. Viper is building poison attack stacks. Now, actually, both those heroes have their own mechanics to prevent you from running away, but it can still help them to body block, especially if their other spells are on cooldown or something else is going on. You know, they're being slowed by the enemy, things like that. If you body block for them, they'll probably create a lot more damage than your tiny auto attacks as a support. And like I said, you can use this to save heroes. I don't really have a clip of that, sorry, but I'm sure you can imagine it, right? This Slardar is chasing Drow. We reverse the, you know, the chase. She's trying to get away. You're running to help her. Slot yourself in between them and then start body blocking the Slardar so that Drow can get some distance away. And you really don't have to be like body blocking forever. You kind of saw in that clip earlier, it really only took a small amount of body blocking to have a very noticeable effect. So you don't have to be perfect at it, but you can give it a shot. If you've ever practiced body blocking creeps like in the mid lane, it's kind of the same concept. Usually what I do, if you want to practice this, just open a bot lobby, have the hero either use the patrol command and then you'll have to use a ghost scepter so they don't just automatically attack you, or just shift Q a bunch of movement commands and they won't stop, and then just get in front of them and move like left and right, constantly stopping. So I spam the stop key as I do this, and I just keep like getting in front of them. Many of you have probably already practiced concept, but the idea of like keeping it in mind is something that can happen a lot. The laning stage especially, as you chase from like here to here or here to here, this looks kind of small in terms of the map overall, but I hope from that clip you saw that I could, in body blocking from a distance, just like from here to here, was kind of the equivalent amount of time of like 1.5 seconds of stun. So especially with those heroes in the laning stage, those Monkey Kings, Ursas, Slarks, or your Razor, your Viper off lanes, that small amount of body blocking can get you an extra kill. And it applies to the mid to late game as well, but it's usually just more dangerous because you can die a lot easier doing it, but sometimes it's still worth it, especially if you're getting a core killed and you're just a support. So that is it, just a quick run through of body blocking. Keep it in mind, you look so good when you do it. I have gotten commends from this. I'm not just a brag, right? But I want to pass it on to you guys. It feels great when you get a good body block off, you get those commends, free tips, all of that. So I hope you guys will remember to keep it in mind and give it a shot. Let me know if it nets you a kill or something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.